All right, so thank you so much, everybody, for jumping on. I really appreciate it. I was just saying before that it's probably been one of those crazy Wednesdays, so I really do appreciate you jumping on. What we're going to do tonight is just share a few stories. We really don't want to talk at you, but there is this really cool opportunity that most of us have stumbled across, so we kind of want to see if anybody out there finds that it resonates with them as well, because I know for me it personally changed my life, and I know that sounds corny and people say it all the time, but it is so damn true, and I really do kind of want to keep sharing this in hopes that I can help other people feel better as well. So basically what we're doing tonight is launching these lovely girls' business. So we have our beautiful Emma, we have Karina, and we have Raylea. So it's really exciting, girls. I'm so happy to have you and your wonderful friend, Stacey, who's introduced you guys to the business here as well. So my name is Karina. I've been doing this same business for 2 years now. And basically what it is it's just a form of online work. So it's creating your own work hours, creating your own workspace, having all that kind of freedom by doing it online. Now, I didn't ever realize that anything like that existed. So when I found this, I was completely mind blown. I was very skeptical, as I think most people are. But we're going to try and explain a few things tonight so that if you feel that there's a gap somewhere in your life at the moment and this makes sense, start looking into it a little bit more, because I can guarantee it's a beautiful space. So what we do basically is we are health, wellness, and advocates. So we want people to feel better. We want to be able to help them in all aspects of their life. Now, for me, we came across this amazing health product, and I'm a little bit of a hippie at heart, so I love holistic health. I love nature. I love going to the naturopath, to everything that kind of gets right back to basics for me. So when I was introduced to this product, I'd never heard of it before, and I was a little bit skeptical, but the salesperson who talked me into it actually mentioned that it's totally natural, and that was it for me. I was like, okay, cool, I get it. So we're going to explore that program a little bit as well. And then from it, I created a total different company that encompassed it as well in its umbrella, called the Soul Project, because I find that these days, health is a massive factor. People want to feel better and people aren't. You know, we're eating a lot of processed shit. We're not quite getting that optimum health in our body that it needs. So quite often we're feeling lackluster, we're depressed, we're anxious. You know, we're having that kind of downfall in our health, which isn't cool. But in our spiritual wealth and our actual whatever it is, you know, not being religious or anything, but whatever it is that makes your soul set on fire, it lacks as well. We're quite often getting up every day, going to the same job that we don't like, just to pay bills. And I find that a lot of people I'm talking to are literally living life just to pay bills, rather than living life to explore and enjoy themselves and do the things that make them passionate. So I absolutely love the program, but I really do love the business side as well, because it totally fills that gap. I mean, what better option is there than working online and taking it with you wherever you want to go? If you're a stay-at-home mum, you take it home with your kids. If you want to travel, you take it around the world with you. And to me, that's something that made optimal sense. So I really do enjoy sharing it, and I love that these girls have gotten on board, because it just means that the mission grows that little bit bigger. So when I came across this product, I was at a really tough time in life. I was newly single mum with 2 little girls. One of them was only 6 months old. So it was really crappy. I was also financially broke. You know, if anybody's ever been there, you understand when you get to the end of the week and you've got like a couple of dollars in your bank account, and you just hope and pray that nothing happens until the income comes back in. So that's the stage where I was at. And because of that, I was suffering quite badly with depression. I know for me it was just situational, but I had no idea that my diet reflected that. And I mean, now since I've got into this, I've seen so many studies and that relate to gut health and brain health. But at that time I had no idea. So my friend, she got me onto the product and said, look, just try it. It's natural. You know, it'd be better than having to go to the doctor and get a script filled out, because I knew that once that happens, it does tend to kind of progress to different things. So I kind of got into it, loved it, absolutely loved it. And within a couple of days, I noticed that my energy was better. It wasn't like crazy life-changing in a couple of days, but it was the fact that I actually wanted to get out of bed. I wasn't feeling exhausted. You know, when you wake up and you literally don't want to move, you don't want the alarm to go off, like you don't want the kids to come in. I was actually getting up and thinking, yeah, it's fine, I'll go make myself a coffee. And it would just kind of last throughout the day. And then as the days started going on and they turned into weeks, it was absolutely so cool. I really did just start to feel better. So basically what these are is there these little guys, you might have seen them popped around, especially if you're friends with these guys on Facebook, because that's how they utilize, share their story. So we apologize for that in advance, but social media is an amazing platform. Now what they are is they're basically fruits, veggies and berries, and they're totally GMO free. So they're beautiful, they're natural, they're organic. There's no herbicides, no pesticides. There's not even anything sprayed into the soil that these guys are grown in. Now, it's been that way for over 30 years. So trying to find products like that and produce like that is next to nothing these days. It doesn't really happen. So what I love about these guys is that you're not going to find anything different in them other than fruits, veggies, and berries. And you can tell that because when you turn it over and you read the ingredients list, it does just read like food. So this is the berry version. And it says grape, raspberry, bilberry, blueberry, cranberry, pomegranate, blackcurrant, blackberry, elderberry, and artichoke. Now, for me, I know that half of those, I probably didn't even know what they were before Juice Plus, but I definitely wasn't eating them on a daily basis. So it's cool that just by doing this, Juice Plus has taken them, that beautiful organic, and then what they do is they cold press the whole food. So they take the whole berry, the skin, the stems, the seeds, everything like that we normally discard. It's so nutrient dense. They take the whole thing and then they juice it, pulp it, and they cold press it so that the enzymes stay live. And then what they do is they put them in a lovely little vegan capsule. So again, totally natural. It's all made out of plants and it just keeps them there. Okay, and what's really cool is when you put them inside your body, it's scientifically proven that in 3 to 5 minutes, they're absorbed just like the food if you were to eat it off the vine. So it's really cool. I love it. It makes sense because I know to me, I was never, ever getting anywhere near the recommended serves of fruit and veg. And the sad thing is that I don't think many of us are. We're just not even aware that it matters. Like they say that it's 2 and 3, 2 and 5. I don't know. World Health Organization actually says that we should have 12 serves of fresh veggies and fruit each day. 12. I know we only say 5 because it's like supposed to be achievable. It's still not. Like I even know before I got into this program, it was terrible. Like I'd probably eat a couple of slices of apple as I was making them and I was making the kids' lunches. Like I wasn't prioritizing my nutrient intake. And it's no surprise that I ended up with severe anxiety and depression because my body was depleted. But it's sad that we don't actually think that our nutrients reflect how we feel on the inside. So when these came along, and if you put them together, so that's the berries, the veggies, and the fruit. If you put them all together, every single day you're getting 27 different fruits, veggies, and berries. So none of us ever do that. You'd have to be pretty bloody super to be able to get anywhere close to that. But what it is it's recommended that we get the rainbow of this kind of effect inside of our body. So not just our favorite fruits and veggies that we eat every day. We need all those weird things that we don't like and that don't actually, taste very nice, like this one. Carrot, cabbage, kale, broccoli, beetroot, tomato, garlic, parsley, spinach. Cool. All in one little capsule. And what's really cool is it goes straight inside your body. Like I said, our body knows what to do with it because it's just whole food. So when I seen the product broken down, made sense. I got it. I'm not a scientific guru, so it doesn't matter to me. But if you do care about all that science, it's been around for 30 years. And there's actually over 37 peer-reviewed medical journal studies done on it. To me, I had no idea what that meant. I only just learned because I actually went to a Juice Plus conference in Phoenix a couple of weeks ago. And there's a lot of doctors over there who have been studying Juice Plus for decades. And it was absolutely amazing to hear some of the science that it's done. And if you're ever kind of into that kind of stuff, the clinical studies are amazing, absolutely amazing. So one of the studies that I loved was these little guys, so just the berries, they actually quadruple the amount of antioxidants inside your blood. So if you're looking for things like, inflammation, immune boosting, anti-aging, any of those amazing things, you can get just by adding so many different berries into your body each day. So definitely made sense to me. As a mum, what sold me though was that there's a kids version, these little ones. So exactly the same. They're just the fruits, veggies, and the berries, but they leave a little bit of the fruit juice in to make it really nice and sweet for their palate, because otherwise just eating kale inside a gummy isn't fun. But the cool thing about it is that it literally does taste like lollies. The kids think it's lollies. and they're free. So every time an adult orders, kids get the products exactly the same, but for free. And I loved that, because to me, when I was learning about the company, I thought, it's another health company. They're making money. They're doing all this stuff. But what really got me is the fact that they have one of the world's largest health studies, and it's all based around children. It's done absolutely free. Okay, it's off the back of Juice Plus, and they do this because what they want to understand is why children are decreasing, why their health is decreasing, why they're not paying attention at school anymore, why they're having more issues with their digestion, why their behavioural issues are crazy. And they're finding that it's all related to diet. So that study is amazing. You can actually read that as well as any of the journals on their website. Really cool stuff. And again, like I said, absolutely free every time an adult orders. So for me, I realized they're the company with a massive heart, and they did want to actually see change in people's life, not just make money. So alongside of all of that, we don't want to be the Band-Aid pill, because you can't just take something and expect your whole world to change. It would be awesome if it happened that way, and they definitely do act as a catalyst to make you feel better. But what we want to do is actually see people eat better as well. We want to see them getting to eat more fruits and veggies, more berries, more whole foods, rather than all the processed crap that's so easily to grab out there. So Juice Plus has organised an amazing program behind all this, which has, health professional advice. It's got recipe guides, it's got meal guides, it's got gratitude journals. It's got all sorts of things to really start to work on where you're eating and what you can swap over. Even something as simple as salt, like what should you be looking at when you buy salt, and what could be a better replacement? Things like cooking oils. What are you buying at the moment? What could make your family's health better? So all that kind of stuff starts to be explored in this program. And I find that amazing, because that's really where health begins. If we can teach that down to our next generation, that's where things like inflammation diseases, diabetes, skin conditions, even things like cancer and things that are caused from inflammation can really start to be dissipated. So that makes sense. I loved it. I got on board as a customer first, like I said, and then I started organically talking to people about it. I started to want my dad on it, because he also has severe depression, and my mum also has lupus. I'm not sure if anybody's ever come across that, but it's a really nasty autoimmune condition, and she's had it since when I was born. So for me, having her on something that pumped up her immune system that was natural was really important. And I actually went back to Lauren, who was my rep, and said, can I order some more for my mum? I'll give you their details and, blah, blah, blah. And she said to me, babe, do you know there's a business behind this? Like, you can sign up and you can get some commission. And I was kind of like, yeah, nah, too much work. And she sent me a recording just like this. So what we're going to do now is we've talked about the product. I want to talk to you guys about the business, because like I said before, online work makes sense, and it's so easy and it's so great income-wise. Like, I didn't realize. I thought most people did, they sell it from home, or they're a rep. It's a hobby. It's not a hobby. This is a whole career. And just like I found, it wiped out my 2 other jobs and is now my full-time income, just by talking to you guys and helping to share the mission of good health and, creating an income online rather than going to a job that you hate. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to shoot on over to Raylea, because I would love to hear a little bit about what she's found on the product, first and foremost. What got her excited about the product in the first place? Because I know most people have to be, we start off a little bit skeptical, why it makes sense that we jump on board, and what she's excited about for the business too. I'll get you over and done with first.
Okay. So before Juice Plus, I was struggling to wake up. It was like you. I was struggling to get out of bed in the mornings. I was snoozing my alarm over and over and over again. I was yo-yo dieting, which is not great. I wasn't eating great. So it was actually like Stacey. I'd seen the massive change in her, and she's been pushing me for a really long time. Sorry, Stace. And in December, she said, hey, let's try veganism for a month in January. So I was like, oh my God, okay, yep, all right, let's do this. So we did it. And then about a week after we tried it, she goes, you need to get on Juice Plus as well. I'm like, you know what, just do it, let's just do it. As you know, Karina, because we did our little video thingy. Anyway, and since starting this, as soon as my first alarm goes off, I can't go back to sleep. I feel like I've actually got the energy, and I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'll just snooze it, and I just lay there. And I can't actually go back to sleep. So I'm like, oh, I might as well just get out of bed. My reflux is completely gone. I don't have insomnia anymore, which is massive. But I have energy, and I've also lost 17 kilos since starting it. So, and that was in January. So that's a lot of weight, and I'm not doing much different to what I was before, other than obviously eating a vegan diet. But I'm motivated now, so I can actually get moving. So it's changed my life, and I've been trying to share it with my friends and my family, and I've got a few awesome people on board now. So,
wow, 17 kilos.
Yep.
That's insane. Well done, girlfriend. That's amazing.
It's 20 since the start of January, but it was slow for the first like 2 weeks until I got my Juice Plus. But the shakes, holy crap, the shakes are amazing.
Aren't they?
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And I made one into a hot chocolate today, and it was incredible.
Yeah. How good is it? Because you can feed it to the kids and they don't even know that they're having sprouts.
Yeah. No, I love when they eat the chews like they're going out of fashion.
Yeah, I know. It's so good. Oh, well, thank you so much. You know what? That's an amazing product story. I'm glad you shared, because now I'm going to get you to share it all the time.
Thanks.
No, really, that's awesome, you know. And it's really funny because everybody kind of shows up differently. Some people have amazing weight loss. Some people have their skin just turn amazing. Like I know
my skin's a lot better.
Yeah, so's mine too. And
there's heaps of different things with my hair as well. I don't have to wash it every day now. I can get away with every 2 or 3.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? And I know for me, most of you are women on anyway, so you won't care. But I found that my whole cycle was so much nicer. Like my hormones.
I don't get cramps as much.
I know, crazy, hey. And it was really funny, like even now I've got nails. I never had nails. And it's been 2 years for me, so a lot of it has kind of changed. But it's really crazy, the tiny little ad of doing one thing different, it really does catalyst into so many things. And I think for me too, knowing that my kids were getting better food was a godsend, because
and you can hide them in your spaghetti bolognese or anything. That's the fun part.
I know, and it's like, you don't want to fight with them. You don't want to make them feel like you're constantly on their back about eating their veggies. But I loved it, because as soon as we have this thing called like attracts like in our business, and it really does work. It's kind of one of those things that you have to see to believe though. But I remember being told that because I was flooding my body with lots more healthy nutrients, that my body would crave better nutrients. Just like, you know, when you go on a junk food binge and you eat a lot of crappy food, you crave a lot of crappy food because it's what your body starts to get used to. Because you add Juice Plus in and a lot more nutrients are present, even though you're not actually physically eating them, your body starts to crave better food. And for me, that was massive, because I'm a really big Coca-Cola drinker. For my whole life, it's pretty much been a standard thing. And I started to notice that I wasn't even getting cravings for them. I wasn't even wanting something sweet. And the same thing happens to my kids now. They actually start to eat better veggies and they want to take things to school, which is cool. Carrots and hummus, that would never have happened in 1,000 years before this product. So yeah, I'm really grateful for it. And I love your story, hun. Can I ask, while you're here, while I've got you, what are you excited about for the business?
Just sharing it with everybody, and how awesome it made me feel. I want everyone else to feel the same way. I know it sounds stupid, but that's what Stacey used to say to me. I'm like, oh, whatever. But now I understand. Yeah. I understand why.
You do, don't you? You understand why you become the crazy Juice Plus lady.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I totally get it. I was totally the crazy Juice Plus lady. But yeah, it's an amazing product. And, you know, like I said, now I've been doing it for 2 years. So I've got a pretty cool team. We've got a team of almost over 500 now, which is massive. I know, that still blows my mind. And with that, a customer base of over 4,000. So it's really crazy the amount of people that we've been able to reach, and some really amazing stories. I could list them and I could talk about the product for about half an hour, but just some amazing things. Like, it's really cool once you turn on that cellular level of health that most of us are lacking, some really cool things start to happen in the body. So if any of that makes sense to you, chat out to one of the girls that invited you here tonight. There's a few other products. I won't go into them too much, but this one's our plant-based omega as well. So if you're taking omega at the moment and you're tired of that fishy, yucky kind of taste, get into some plant-based ones.
Like nothing.
Aren't they so good? They taste like orange. They're so yum. But what's really cool about them too is that not a lot of people realize that the fish that we harness to get oil from, the krill and fish and things like that, are highly processed, and they're full of mercury. So they're very toxic to our body. So it's kind of like a catch-22. You want to take fish oil. Yeah, you want to look after yourself, but then you're also adding shit in there. So it's kind of a little bit hard. And then just like Raylea mentioned before, we've got our awesome shakes. And they're basically like the these guys, like the capsules, but it's in a shake powder, and it's more clean protein and things like that that are going to fuel your body rather than fuel your cells. So they're really great for pre, post workouts. They're also really cool for mums. Instead of eating crappy food, have a shake. Great for kids. I make milkshakes, hot chocolates, awesome. And it does actually taste like chocolate and vanilla. It's not some of those proteins where it says chocolate and it really tastes like crap. Yeah, good. I'm glad you said it. But it is. They actually taste really good. Cool. Okay, so that's product out of the way. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the business because, like I said, it does tend to happen organically because the product's really good. So you want to kind of share it with people. You want to talk to people about it. But to me, I find that the business stands on its own in its own right because a lot of people are so unhappy with where they are in life. They're unhappy with what wage they're getting. They're unhappy with what hours they're getting. They're unhappy with the amount of control that their boss has over their life. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about working online and, if maybe you would like to join up with one of these girls and jump on their team, because I can tell you won't regret it if you do. So when I came in, I was really reluctant because I'd never done anything like this before. I'd seen it, but I guess I had that whole pyramid type thing in my head and I'd never really seen it or had it explained to me, but it was just something that kind of made me feel uneasy. But when I came to an event, they explained something like this. Oh no! Oh, that's not fun. Guess who's been playing with my pens? Hopefully this one works. It does. So it was kind of explained to me like this. So when I got out of high school, I went to work and I started down here as a little checkout chick at a tourist attraction here in the Gold Coast. So I loved it, but it did mean really long hours and some crazy shit that I had to put up with because I was the little bottom rank, right? We put up with all the crap. And then there was a CEO up the top here, and he pretty much told us what to do. He put rules down and we took the money back up to him. And that's how it went, and it's how it worked. I can't complain about it because it worked out well. Now, as I went along, I actually worked here for 7 years because I had a dream of owning a dance school. I really wanted to own a dance school. I loved teaching, but it was going to cost a lot of money to do it, almost $15,000. So I had to work away in here and save up as much as I could on my shitty little wage so that I could eventually have my dream. 7 years later, that's how long I got stuck here for, I ended up getting up to here, which was the manager position. I was a really hard worker and I did love turning up because I felt like I was doing something with my days. But what I found was even if I stayed here for another 7 years, all of the top was blocked out by corporate. There was nowhere else I could go. Most of it was family owned, so it was family in positions. And unless they retired or completely sold the business, there was no chance of me ever becoming the CEO of this business. No matter how hard I worked, no matter how hard I turned up, no matter how much of my life I dedicated to it. And I'm sure if you guys thought about your situation that you're in right now, it's probably exactly the same. I just got sick of swapping my hour figure for $1. Like, they gave me a limit on how much I was worth. And I think that we go into that so often these days without actually thinking about how crappy that mentality is. Because you guys are so worth so much more than somebody just saying this is it. But what else I found is that as I was going up the ladder, I was stepping over people and stepping over toes, which quite often pissed people off. And it created a toxic mentality. So people would backstab and bitch. And, some days you didn't want to go into work because you didn't know what you were going into. So it was quite a shitty experience, but it worked. Like, it worked. I got my paycheck at the end of the week and I ended up saving up enough so that I could become the CEO of my dance school. And I did love it. That's how I met Stace, because I used to teach her daughter at dancing. 15 years ago. But what's really cool is that I got to do my own thing, and that's what I wanted to do. But with it came no freedom. And that was really what I was craving. The money that was coming up here at the start of my business was going straight back out. Because if anybody has ever started a brand new business, it's like a baby and it costs just about as much money as one. So everything was going out, whether it be rent, whether it be wages, whether it be electricity, utilities, insurance, whatever it was going out instead of going into my family. And I kind of put up with that for a little while because I thought this is what it takes to grow a business. The moment that it clicked for me that it was going to stay that way forever was when I went away on holidays, and travel is one of my top values. I love it, especially if I'm with my family. And work called me every day for something trivial, whether it be they couldn't find the invoice book or someone didn't turn up for their shift. And I realized that even though I was on holidays, I was still chained to this model. I was still there and I was never going to quite get out of it. So when this came along, it kind of blew my mind because it was exactly what I was looking for, but I didn't know it existed. So in our model of online work, we all do start off in the bottom again. And I love that because in our industry, we get a lot of healthcare professionals. The product is so good and it's got so much research that a lot of doctors, chiropractors, kinesiologists, naturopaths, dietitians, things like that, they want to use our product and they want to recommend it to our clients. What I loved, I was a dance teacher. I had no clue about nutrition except for, if you wanted to perform well, you eat well, and that was it. And I was also just a stay-at-home mum. That was me. But I loved that we all started down the bottom, even if I didn't have a PhD underneath my name. To me, instantly, I was like, cool, that's fair. I like it. And my favorite part about it, NMD, which is our CEO position, means National Marketing Director, it's limitless. So every single person that starts down here can reach there. So in the other one where the CEO is at the top and you pretty much are never going to get there if you're working down the bottom, this one was cool. If you worked, you could get there, or you would get there. It's pretty much given. But the thing is you do have to work. It's not free money. Now, as you go up, the only way that you can get to the top is helping other people. So there's none of that stepping on toes. There's no one person going for promotions because you all want to go for promotions because you all want to raise up as a team. That kind of mentality is amazing, and it freaked me out a little bit coming into this. I was like, oh my God, everyone's so happy and positive and crazy. But it is truly generous. Like, it is genuine because people actually want to see you do well. They're invested in your success. So why wouldn't they be happy for you when you win? It's a really cool kind of mentality. But I did really love too that some people just want to come in and make $500 extra a month. They don't want to stress with their bills, or they want to be able to put money aside for their family holiday. Some people want to come in and just earn maybe like $2,000. That's cool too. There's going to be no one breathing down your neck saying you're not reaching targets or you're not doing this or you're not doing that, because it's your business. It's your model. You do it how you want. Then there's other people like me who are like, you know what? I love this. It makes sense. Finally, I'm going to run for it. And you can hit NMD, which is roughly $100,000 a year. And that's base. So from there, you just keep growing. So to me, that was money that I'd never seen before in my life. But I knew that if I could do it, I was going to give it a go. And I did, which was really fun. And then the other thing that I was worried about, and I think coming in as a business mentor, a lot of people are worried about, is that they don't know many people. And they kind of think that in an industry like this, you do have to know heaps of people to be successful. When I started out, I knew two people. So a girlfriend called Miranda and another girlfriend called Jo. Jo I'd never met online. I'd never met in person. We were just friends online because I was also doing family daycare to make ends meet. And we'd kind of shared a few resources before. She lived in Bundaberg though. I'm in the Gold Coast, so there was no way of us ever actually having a proper friendship apart from online. And Miranda was one of my dance mums as well. Now, when I first put up my post saying I'm going to start Juice Plus, I bloody love it. They reached out to me and said, I want to know more. And they got on an event just like this. It made sense. They jumped on board my team. Then what was really cool is Miranda shared it with her sister, Danny, and her cousin, Amanda. Jo shared it with a random lady that she met online called Denise and another friend called Vicky. Okay, so instantly, just from knowing these two people, that's what happened. Then Miranda met other people. Jo met other people. I met other people like Stace. And this is what kind of happened. Stace went crazy and found 1,000 people. then like Raylea, Karina, Emma, they're all going to find people. And this is what happens. And this is how literally my 500 people came about. I didn't have to do much of it. I didn't have to know many people, but if I knew a few of the right people, that is called what we call the power of numbers. It's compound, you know, you find 2 people, teach them how to do it really well. They find 2 people and teach them how to do it really well, who find 2 people, who find 2 people. It pretty much goes crazy. And I mean, it's not as neat as that always. Sometimes you can find people and situations change and then they don't want to do it anymore. You can find somebody who introduces it to 100 people, which I've had. Denise introduced it. I think she's got something like 60 frontline, which is crazy. But, you know, you never really know what you could do for somebody. Denise was a teacher. She was in her 50s, and when we first did her call, she said to me, I love my job. I don't want to leave my job, but I want to make some extra money so that my husband doesn't have to work so hard. She's been doing the business for about 18 months now. She reached NMD last month, and she's now retired from teaching, and he's also retired. So it's really crazy where this kind of journey ends up. But let's shoot on over. Who else wants to share? Who else can I pick on? Stacey. I'm going to pick on you. Can you share what you're excited about with the business and what you found so far?
Sure. So I started the Juice Plus business this year. So I've only been going for about 5 months now. Before that, I'd been on the products for 2 years, loved it. Juice Plus spewed on everyone because I was that passionate about it. And Katrina just said to me, oh, you know, you're sort of sharing the product with everybody. How about, you know, joining the business side of things? And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not really interested. Happy just to share it, sort of thing. And then she added me into a few groups. And then that got my mind ticking a little bit on how my passion is to help people. So if I was helping people by spewing on them with Juice Plus, then maybe I could help them financially as well. So I just said, well, radio then, got nothing to lose, everything to gain, let's do this. And that's it. I would highly recommend it to anyone. It is the best little community or family, as I like to call it now, that you could possibly be involved in. It does wonders and changes people's lives dramatically. Yeah.
You're amazing.
I'm a fan.
Let's not be too humble because Stacey's picked up 3 bonuses so far, gone through 3 promotions, and has a team now of over 10 people. So just in your short little period of time, you've managed to really impact, and I'm so bloody proud of you. And so happy to have you on board because all these ladies are here today because of you, which is so cool. So bask in it, love, bask in it. Cool. But yeah, like I said, I want to talk a little bit about finances too. Then we're going to hear from our last 2 beautiful people and wrap it up. But like Stacey said, helping people out with their finances. I'd been through the struggle. I'd totally known what it was like to rock up at the service station and have to transfer money into all one account so that you'd have enough to get $10 worth of gas. And that kind of feeling created so much stress in my life. And I hated seeing other people go through it. And they went through it like it was standard, like we were to just expect to live week to week. And when I started actually seeing success in this industry, sorry to sound gross, but it literally turned me on so much that I could go out and just help as many people as possible. Stop people living so gross that they're putting aside their dreams because they just need to pay their rent the week. And this business really does, it really does explode that because we get paid 3 ways in this business. So we get paid what we call retail profit, we get paid a performance bonus, and then we also just get paid bonus money. Now, this one is just like your basic commission off a product. So say if I was to meet Karina down the street and she said to me, hey, loving your posts, want to know what this stuff is, can I order it from you? I would just put her details into my phone in the software that Juice Plus gives me. They would ship it, they would pay it, they would take care of everything, but they would put money in my bank account for doing it. So I don't have to touch her stuff. I don't have to stock it. I don't have to have it sitting in my garage. I literally just put her details in and then they do everything and pay me for connecting us, which is really cool. This one, is now what most of my income comes from. It's our residual income. It's what comes in every single month, regardless of what you do. So like I said, last month I had 2 weeks in the US. I was over there for work. We didn't really work too much because Juice Plus definitely likes to party. But in that month, I had one of my biggest pay months ever, even though I only worked 2 months, because of what we call our residual income, which is really cool. Because if my team is performing, Juice Plus pays me money because they know that I've helped them achieve it. And to me, that makes total sense, because when I was a manager, I felt like I was helping everybody. I was counseling, I was doing stuff, but I was just getting my basic wage. And I really like that Juice Plus really does help the leaders in this, and it helps encourage a residual income because it makes you feel safe. Now, what I did love is that Juice Plus has been around for 30 years. And in that 30 years, they don't pay any kind of advertising, no marketing, no celebrity endorsement, no big billboards, no TV ads, no crazy actresses to talk about how well the product is, which if you think about it, whatever skincare, whatever multivitamin, whatever it is that you're taking at the moment, probably spends millions of dollars annually on. Juice Plus doesn't do that. They pay us for talking about what we notice, sharing our results, honestly sharing what Juice Plus has done for us. And that is why it's been around 30 years, and that's why it's so strong, because it works. People trust their friends. If they're seeing results in their friend, they know that the product works. So then what they do with all this money, instead of keeping it in their CEO's pockets, they give it to us. And this is why it's so lucrative and why I absolutely adore it. Bonus money, we're going to explain a little bit about now when I talk about Stacey hitting 3 bonuses. This is what you'll get to see what she's done within her short couple of months. So we hit DVF. You don't really need to know about these abbreviations. I still get confused. Just know that it's a promotion and it normally gives you a bonus. So when you hit DVF, it's normally within your first week or so, and you get $100 back straight away. It's not a heap of money, but it's enough just to say thank you for investing in us, and here's a little bit to go and spoil yourself. Then we move on to SDVF, normally within your first month or so, and that's a $400 bonus. A little bit cooler. Now, because they don't have any managers and they save as much money as possible, they have people like us link hands with newbies and teach them how to do it. Okay, so when I taught Stacey what I did to reach SDVF, she hit it. She hit the $400 bonus. I also got $400 for helping her do it, for teaching her. You know, and that's really cool, because that means I'm invested in Stacey's success. I want to see her win. I'm not going to leave her in the deep end. I'm not just going to go, yeah, see you later. Off you go. Enjoy your brand new business. There's always somebody there to ask and share their advice. Then we move on to sales coordinator, which is a $600 bonus. $600 every time you teach somebody to hit it. Stacey's coming up very soon, isn't it? Next week, my love. SSC, which is $1,200. $1,200 every time you teach someone. Then we have QNMD, which is a $1,500 bonus, and $1,500 every time you teach someone. And then we move on to NMD, which is a pinnacle position. It's a $3,000 bonus. But like I shared at the start, the $3,000 is cool. This is what's cooler, because at that position, you're earning around about 80 to 100 grand as a base residual income each year. So that's residual. That's not your efforts. That's not these, and that's not these. They're extra. We add them on, but it's as a base. So to me, that's life-changing money. And to be able to do it while you're helping other people with their health and with their wealth, creating something that they want to do, is a really cool damn opportunity. But it's one of these things, like, so you guys have known, I've done it for 2 years. I hit NMD in 14 months. And that's not crazy. You know, it's absolutely doable. So if you're sitting there right now and you don't like your financial situation, you know that you can work, you know that you like helping people, go to work, like jump on board this, learn as much as you can, because I can promise this industry isn't going anywhere. Social media is booming. Online work is booming. If you look at the moment and you want something, you go online. That is where most of the work is going to gravitate over the next couple of decades. And for anybody that gets in soon, you guys are going to be sitting on an absolute gold mine. But I'm going to hear a little bit more from our other 2 beautiful launches. I know Karina's got her birthday girl trying to put her to bed, so we'll see if she's on so she can speak first. Are you there, lovely? I can't actually choose you to spotlight. So if you're there, you take yourself off on video, sorry, and then I can spotlight you. Let's hear from Emma first. Hey,
Oh my
beautiful.
goodness. Hi. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you.
Let's hear a little bit about you, darling. How did you get involved and what are you excited about with the business?
I got involved because of Stacey. She blurted all this Juice Plus crazy out to me. And I did take a little bit of time to think about it. And then I had my friend Kim, which is already on it through Stacey. Seeing her improve with lots of different things and her skin even got my attention. So I've been on it a month, maybe 2 months now. I actually sleep. Beforehand, I wasn't sleeping at all, really. Maybe 2 hours if I was lucky for the night. And that's been for the last 12. Actually, no, my daughter has just turned 13, so it's over 13 years. Which is, she's just knocking on my door right now. So off you go. I'll be out in a minute. Yes. Sorry. Asking for food at this time of night. And I put the kids on it as well because I thought if my health is important to me, I want the kids to be at their best as well. So since starting, my skin has improved, my hair, my energy levels. I'm sleeping at least 5 hours now instead of maybe a 2. My kids, my daughter being a teenager now, she's going through the changes and whatnot. And it's helping. It's helping with her moods. It's helping with her sleep. It's helping with the pain that comes along with all that lovely stuff. My son is now 10. He was not sleeping. He's a very light sleeper. Wasn't really sleeping consistently. Maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, and then he'd be wide awake, wanting mum, couldn't sleep. I'd have to go in, read to him. Therefore, I think over the years, my body just got used to sleeping 2 hours at a time. Now both of us are actually sleeping. We wake up feeling energized. I'm wanting to go to the gym every day. The kids have got energy for school. My son is just, he's crazy. He's 10, he's full of energy. He's learning in class, whereas he couldn't sit still before. So yeah, that's that side of things. But where I want it to go, as Katrina said before, with finances and everything, my finances suck right now. I am in so much trouble. So I need this and I want this to work for me and the kids. Yeah. So hopefully, yeah. And I think too, I suppose it's not all about the finance. It's not all about, okay, yeah, we're sleeping. I'm sort of learning about my spiritual side as well. And I've never really been into that type of thing. Learning lots on there. And I want to share that. I've got a lot of friends that are very, very skeptical right now. And they just think I'm talking out of my you-know-what. And trying to get them to understand that it's not just about, okay, you're not just popping pills. You're doing something. It's a lot more than that. Yeah, I'm trying to help people get to where they need to be. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
I'm so honoured that we get to be part of that for you. And I'm really glad because I love seeing other mums do this because it's really cool when you get to kind of change your circumstance and you get to all do it around them. Like you still get to do school drop off, you still get to do pick up. You know, you get to go and watch those cool little plays that they do during school because you don't have to go to work to do it. You know, you can just rearrange your schedule so that your family and your priorities come first. And I think that's so important, regardless of which space in life you are, because whatever you want to do should be priority, really. Now I think I seen Karina back on. There she is. I'll get you to share too, darling. Oh, you got Bubby.
Yeah, she's cracking. Sorry.
That's all right, darling. We all get it, especially if we're mamas. Share a little bit about what it is that gets you excited about this business.
I got 4 children. 2 have had medical issues and quite fussy. My husband has psoriasis, so I'm giving it a go for him as well. My oldest is 9. He's had a cleft, so he's real funny with food. Although I've put everyone on it. The last probably week, he's been eating absolutely everything. I've been cooking like lasagna the other night. I did a kid's lasagna and a healthy lasagna, and he actually asked to try the healthy, which surprised me. So I put some on his plate, and normally he'd taste it and leave it. He ate the whole lot, so I thought he enjoyed it, and he'd said he didn't like it, but he still ate it all, which really surprised me. And he said to me that eating healthy will help me concentrate at school. And I went, yeah, mate, it does. So for my son, if anyone knows him, is a big shock to the system. Yeah, I had a rough first week on it with detox, as Stacey would know. But yeah, I'm feeling good now. My baby still gets up during the night a few times, and I'm not tired during the day. I don't feel like a nap halfway through. Still run around doing all the sports drops and stuff. And yeah, just feel great now. Husband's been detoxing for 3 weeks. He's starting to come around. But yeah, financially, I'm got to go back to work. So I'm putting my heart into this so I can watch my babies grow up. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
No, that's just perfect. That's so perfect, because I can absolutely resonate. I can bet it's probably a little bit hard with the thought of going back to work, especially that beautiful little one right there. It makes me want to snuggle her. So I can totally get that. I think most of us women with ovaries right now can probably understand that as well. You want to stay there with your babies, and it's important, and it's stuff that you don't want to miss out on. But I hope that makes sense. I don't want to dribble on for too much longer, because I just really appreciate all of your time. If any of this makes sense to you, get your questions answered. I know my girlfriend Lauren, she was a crazy juice plus lady, like next level, and she spewed on me for ages, so much so that I didn't even want to take a look at it, purely out of spite, because I was like, I don't want your stuff. But the crazy thing about it was that life got so bad that I ended up running into her right when I was meant to at the shops, and we got totally heart to heart about what was going on in my life. And she just said, look, I'm so crazy passionate about this because it helps people. Not because it makes money, not because I'm getting rich, but because it helps people. And I can absolutely resonate with that, because that's exactly why I love it. The money, the health benefits, they're all great side effects. But it's the fact that you're doing something to make other people's life richer. It's really cool. It's a really cool feeling. So don't wait on the fence like I did for 18 months being stubborn. Get your questions answered, because just about everything can be answered. We're very transparent. There's always going to be bullshit out there, guys. Unfortunately, people who aren't educated on it still have an opinion. So please definitely come and get your questions answered properly before you let anything you give yourself doubt, because there's an amazing community of people here who have been through it all before. We've also raised each other up, which is really cool. I'm not sure if you guys have an environment like that or a community like that at the moment, but having like-minded people around you who actually want to see you succeed, see you grow, see you do well, is something entirely in itself. So that alone is worth $165 to buy your Juice Plus franchise. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. If you've got any questions, please shoot them on through. Thank you so much to our beautiful ladies who shared tonight. I really appreciate it, nerves and all. It was a beautiful launch. You did very well, and I'm so excited because, girls, this is just the beginning. 2 years on, you're going to be doing this to your 500 team, and that's when shit's really going to get crazy. So I'm excited for you guys, and thank you so much, everybody, for jumping on and giving them the support that they deserve.